Hello, my loves. Namaste. Welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about twin flames, vibrational energy, healing, and the archetypes of the planets that affect and influence us on a daily, yearly, and lifetime basis. So, welcome, and let's get started on this twin flame reading. Okay, there are some really interesting planet placements that are significant right now for everyone, but obviously the twin flame collective energy is very sensitive, and it affects each other energetically because you are of the same energetic soul blueprint. So we're going to get started on the divine masculine right now. Everything's been cleared, but I know people like, oh, look at that. Twin flame card right off the bat. And trust me, I shuffle these. So we'll shuffle again. We have the Knight of Cups and the Chariot. Let's talk about soulmates for a minute for the feminine, because I feel like she is so fed up with the divine masculine and just basically men in general. She definitely wants her mate, but she's not willing to get back into any kind of toxic relationship. Okay. This is actually my tarot card. So let's start off with the basic energy cards. And there are a lot of planets that are at the cusp of Pisces and Aries, but that are obviously moving into Aries. And that is Neptune, Saturn, Venus, I believe, and Mercury. So that's going to be significant, especially with Mercury moving into Aries. That's communication. So Aries is a leader. It does things. It's active. So there could be some active communication coming in for your masculine. And Mars has also moved into Leo. So that's, again, fire energy in the active department for the Mars. Mars is an active masculine energy. All right, let's get started on this. Let's get the basic energy for the twin flames, because that's what we're basically reading for. And then we'll see if anything else comes up after that. Okay, so we have the thinking man. The 10. He's holding some crystals. So somebody got into crystals and metaphysical things. But there's like this realization here in the mental field of things that are very mysterious that he can't put his logic to. And it's those things, those metaphysical, spiritual things that happen that is, I feel like he's contemplating somehow. So he must be getting some kind of sign. So we'll see as we dig into this reading. I'm trying to figure out what I want to. So, divine masculine's energy at the current moment. Excuse me. What is he thinking, feeling, and doing at this current moment? All right, let's see what comes out. Oh, caught in a fantasy. So, is he caught in a fantasy? Does he feel like he's caught in a fantasy? This kind of feels like it when you're in a twin flame relationship. Like, it's so confusing. So, I'm just going to go through the cards. All right, that's all that wanted to come out on that one. Let's see what's on the bottom here. Compromise. Yeah, see, he's in that middle place where he's trying to compromise and logically understand the difference between what's real and what isn't. Dancer, self-expression, strength. The cartographer, the runaway, the shepherd, the thief, the pathless. Interesting. Give me a second here. You know, there's this masculine that this obviously isn't for some. This is general collective. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Achievement, downfall. Okay. There's that middle energy of this masculine has, some of them have a family, whether it's a family they created or a family that they came from, depending on the age. I feel like they're trying to be more self-expressive and more themselves, authentically, okay? And that's not going over very well. And actually feel like somebody's telling them they're caught in a fantasy, like someone in their family, someone that they're close to. And they also feel like they're almost to this place where they've been feeling caged, and they've lacked direction, and they couldn't make difficult decisions. I also feel like someone in their family has told them that they're selfish. Because when you begin to shift your perspective back inward into yourself, you begin to realize that you have to first be truthful with yourself. And in order to be truthful with yourself, you need to be authentic. So you stop saying yes to things you want to say no to. You stop telling little lies, and you either stay quiet or you just tell the truth. And, you know, that causes problems, especially within family members and people that are close to you that have used to you being this yes person. So when you begin to change, you're looked at as selfish. Interesting. Let's keep going. Oh, there's a card that doesn't belong here. Oh, I guess I mixed these. Okay. Well, I mean, there's a reason why I saw it. Okay, so it says funeral and dark side. and married. This feels like at the end of a marriage. This marriage, whatever it was, got really dark. And again, I'm getting this word stealing and, yeah, thieving. And so this, somebody here in the masculine's energy, and this is specifically for someone that they're married to, there's no love there, but I also feel like some secrets came out. All right, so let's see what else here. And that may very well happen, especially when Mercury is in Aries. That's people that are saying what is on their mind. That is speaking up. Okay. Lost. Okay, so somebody feels lost in this. They're either having a hard time in getting out of the situation, cutting out separation, silent treatment. Okay. So this masculine is definitely cutting out things, not speaking about things anymore that, it's the pattern. He's stopping this pattern. We have shock, healthy choices. Okay, there we go. So yeah, people may be shocked by this person, by your person, by this masculine beginning to show his own self-love, making his own healthy choices, whether it be his diet, whether it be his emotions, or whether it be his mental state. There's going to be a sudden change here in this marriage, but also in his behavior. Okay, let's pull out tarot. What else is going on with this masculine? Yeah, he's definitely struggling through this whoever is speaking to him or trying to manipulate him into thinking something different. Because it looks to me like he's been very self-expressive to this family. All right, let me see what else is going on here. Okay, this would be specifically for Libra, Virgo, Pisces, Aries. Maybe on the Pisces. Somebody has told someone, the masculine has told someone he's walking away. And he's been very direct and clear about it. So there's definitely a breakup, divorce, whatever going on in this masculine. Again, this is a collective reading. So if your masculine is not married, I think the hardest thing on the twin flame journey is meeting someone that is already committed. But men always seem to be in a commitment. So usually the healed ones are the single ones, and the ones that just haven't healed yet and are working on their wounds always seem to be in a committed relationship. So it's not difficult for them to meet their twin flame when they've spent their entire life in karmic relationships. All right, let's see what else comes out. It's very clear here that someone's leaving. Somebody wants some balance and harmony in their life. And they're not having it. They've been pulled in two different directions. Yeah, expressing love. This masculine is in a karmic relationship where someone is very manipulative. It's extremely manipulative. And so they're in this, this makes a lot of sense because I feel like that's why the feminine feels so torn between moving on to a soulmate and finishing her mission with her twin flame. But if they're mirroring each other, then this karmic that's in the divine masculine's energy affects the feminine side, where then she begins to attract soulmates. Because if this masculine is staying with this woman and allowing her to manipulate him, then the feminine is going to continue to vibrate higher and want something better for herself. She's going to attract a soulmate, someone that is vibrating at her vibration, to continue to balance out her energy. And we'll get into it in a minute, but I feel like in a lot of instances, maybe even with mine as well, you sometimes get to a point where you give up, but you're still very lonely and you still want a partnership because we're all just made that way, right? Or we wouldn't have a population. And you want peace and you want love and you want harmony. And then you have your masculine over here that's allowing all of this manipulation. There's no flexibility. He's allowing this karmic to manipulate him, and then he feels lost and indecisive. Someone's going to break free here. And it could very well be during this time where Mars is in Leo. And I don't know how long that's going to happen. I haven't looked it up. And while Mercury is in Aries, so there might be some communication coming in. Let's see what else. So what is going to happen actively in the 3D with the masculine during Mars in Leo, Mercury in Aries? Okay, first card that popped out was the ending. So you may leave a position or terminate a situation. You have people skills. And then it says future. Well, the masculine is definitely looking to the future, but there's definitely an ending here. It could also be a job ending, partnership ending, a job ending, some kind of partnership. Let's pull. All right, we're not going to get too lengthy into this because this is the same old, same old. I mean, I was kind of hoping from some different energy, but I mean, it does look like the masculine is going to choose to end something that has been very unhealthy for him. So I got, stop giving away your power right now. Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. So again, that's telling me that this masculine is beginning to understand how much power he has, stop giving it away, and to trust himself. I'm going to do the Rumi oracles at the end of this reading for the guidance, and these are beautiful message cards. So please stay until then. But let's get to the feminine part of the reading. And I'm going to leave the masculine's cards right here. See how the feminines, I've been so congested. There's so much pollen out right now. Everything's pollinating and raining and, okay. Divine Feminine. What is going on with Divine Feminine? Let's pull 3 cards for Divine Feminine. Because I'm sure Divine Masculine would like to know. There he is. First card. What'd I say? Sacred space and secrets. Loss. Okay, so what I'm getting from this it's interesting that he came out in her reading. First of all, he is feeling so lost. But there are some secrets that he's been hiding within himself that he does not want exposed to the feminine. And this is the hardest part of his awakening. Oh, married man came out again. So this is for someone. Wow, it's like, are we having a masculine reading again? Because that's what it feels like. So with married man, loss, and masculine, I feel like that's someone's, collectively, that is the secret. So in someone's situation, they don't know that their masculine is married or committed. It's ending, but I feel like they don't want the feminine to know. Very interesting. The situation oracle deck. Why are they coming out? Maybe This is their way of telling the feminine, the ones that don't know. But also, this is also clarification as to them leaving and ending a situation here. Sudden change, healthy choices. All right, let's see. What's going on? This is the Divine Feminine's reading. So why is the masculine here? Date. Twin Flames. Well, the Divine Masculine wants to date the Divine Feminine. What's the secret? What are the secrets? I also feel like they did some dating, but it was nothing. It didn't feel like they didn't like it. Some of them felt a loss of self and identity. Now, what is this? Passion. This came under the secrets. I mean, come on, we have date, twin flames, passion, sparks, insane chemistry, Cupid's arrow. What's going on here? This almost feels like the masculine is really trying to send these messages through. And I guess because this is a feminine reading, he must feel. Let's dig a little deeper into this. Because I get this lost feeling from him. Okay. Tell me more about the secrets. Again, this is a leaving card. This masculine is definitely wanting the feminine to know that he's leaving. And he's been burned too. So it's been very difficult for him to trust and love again. But he feels lost without the divine feminine. Look, feeling like shit. And he wants her to know that. Because somehow I feel like if he lets her know, it may change her vibration to feel when she's not feeling, so that she doesn't feel abandoned. Let's pull the unsent letters. What does the masculine want the feminine to know? And we'll pull 3 for different situations, or they could all 3 resonate. All right, let's see. Does the masculine want the feminine to know? I wish I was good enough. There's fears, insecurities, expectations, and disappointments. That is what he's feeling. I'll choose for you. I know that you're not the person for me. I'll make the choice for us both. It's over. Okay, well, that does not go with what? Let me see here. Tell me more. Someone's feeling really insecure here. That's, I guess, where the loss comes in. Yeah, the abandonment. There's an abandonment feeling here. And maybe someone's karmic walked away, not the masculine, but the karmic. One more. Just one more. We're a love story never written. Maybe in another life I would be yours. You thought I didn't care. I let fear hold me back. The thought of losing you made me hesitate to speak my heart. My silence might have made you question my feelings. My quietness stemmed from a depth of love and fear, not a lack of care. So as we go into this Mars Leo energy and Mercury Aries energy, we're going to have to see how this plays out because, you know, before there's balance and harmony, there's there's honesty and self-expression. And we should all be in the place of being authentic and self-expressive, especially when it comes to things that are bothering us. Otherwise, we hold those things in and they never get processed or worked through. Let's get one of these for the feminine. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. I feel like that applies to everyone. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. Okay, so I don't feel like we got really to the feminine, although we know that she has soulmates that have been coming in for her. But soulmate is not a twin flame. So the mission is the twin flames. So let's see how that plays out for May. Let's get one of these Rumi oracles. The Lion and the Deer, the 22, which is a master number. I love this one. Okay. It's 22. These are usually pretty lengthy, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to read the poem. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. You are asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. It may be that talents from this or other lifetimes are reawakened and cause you some discomfort at first, even though they will ultimately bring joy and greater fulfillment. The discomfort may be around how those talents are best expressed, about overcoming shame, guilt, doubt, or other judgments. It may even be about who you are, if you now admit your talent or other emerging personality traits. Perhaps what is being unearthed in you now is darker. Your sacred rage, refusal to accept disrespect in your life, your inability to tolerate lies and deceptions. Well then, you are the lion and the deer. This is nature. This to be both in the world. You are not becoming contradictory or hypocritical. You are becoming whole. The guidance this oracle brings you is that you shall prosper most now if you are willing to unbecome what you have believed yourself to be. It was never really true anyway, that view. It was partial at best. and just a view, an identity, not a genuine reality. Some of your previous sense of self shall likely come with this transition into the fuller experience of your being, and some of that previous identity shall be shed as far too limiting. It just won't feel true to you anymore, if it ever did. Any crisis or confusion this brings you shall be temporary fuel to ignite the divine fires within. They simmer into life, cooking you from within, bringing all of your flavors, spicy and sweet, bitter and sour, into perfect balance, so that your being, your presence, becomes an exquisite dish served up as a divine feast. You shall become nourishment for the world in perfect balance. Your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. It will deny nothing and become a tonic to feed every taste, every appetite, every hunger, and every deficiency. What an extraordinary, sublime meal you shall be. How your presence shall nourish the world. And it all begins with shedding the either and the or, and recognizing instead the all. With such wild permission for unconditional love, you shall thrive in your beingness and feed the hungry world with a meal complete, satisfying and exquisite. And that completely resonated with the reading. Just further clarification for you. So I hope this helps you, resonates within you, and guides you to your highest purpose on your twin flame journey, starting with self. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, they're usually done by video, so please contact me at my email. It's somewhere in my description box below. Until I speak with you again, have a wonderful day. Namaste.